Welcome to the TST podcast outdoor sessions in a secret location today. We have one of Europe's, Ireland's most dangerous Muay Thai fighters. But before I start rambling, like, subscribe and share our YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, share this Instagram, give it a follow, spray it all over the place, and
get TST out there.
TST in the house. So we have Craig, CoCo, Coakley.
What's up, everyone?
Story, man.
How are you? All good?
All good. Savage session there today.
Yeah, good little one.
Craig, I got introduced to Craig about 7 years ago. An old training partner of mine, Eamon Cumberton. Shout out to Eamon. And he used to big up two people. He used to big up Courtage.
Two prodigies, yeah.
He used to big up you. Yeah. He's like, these are different level. I was like, really? And then since he introduced me to you and I met you, like, I'm always drawn and I always look up to talents like yourself, like Courtage, that they don't let anything get in their way. And just train. Old school. Yeah. It's none of this fancy gears. It's old school.
Have to look at my heart rate monitor or any of that. It's just
I'm just going to go over this and elbow this thing for 4 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, but so he's a Muay Thai fighter, hates MMA. I'd love him to do MMA. His younger brother seen the like.
Yeah. Well, he started off doing jiu-jitsu.
I know that's it.
Yeah. Fell in love with that really fast, but again, got caught up in other stuff at a younger age, started getting mixed in with the wrong crowd and fell out of love with combat.
Yeah.
Gained a load of weight, then ended up going back. I wanted to fight MMA.
Right.
So I knew my jiu-jitsu was okay. I wouldn't say good, but it was okay. So I knew I needed to work on some striking, and I was living in Dublin. I was living in the inner city at the time. I was living in Liberty House, just on Railway Street. But I used to hang around up by Summer Hill. You know, if you know Summer Hill.
Yeah.
Well, we were walking down one of the back lanes one night, and all you could hear was this madness. These people going, wah, wah, wah. What's this? You know what I mean? Float down, have a look in. We found a Thai boxing gym. So I was like, right, I'm gonna have to give this a try, get me striking up, and then I'll fight MMA. But obviously other things happened.
That was Lionheart. That was down the basement.
Yeah. No, not down the basement. It was before there. You were in do you know Connell School?
Yeah.
Do you know, like, there's a hardware shop across from it. Well, if you go up that, there's like a little lane. You go down the lane, like not up that road. There's like a little lane in that on that road. You go down that lane, and it was like a shed, probably half the size of this room, not even.
Yeah.
2 bags, a small little heater, a half-size ring, and that was it.
Deadly. So going back.
All the way back.
So we'll drag everyone back to the start. So you grew up in
Northern City, yeah.
Dublin,
yeah.
And did you play football, or when you started off?
I was shy, so that could have been a big reason. I was a bit of an oddball when I was a kid. Well, not an oddball to everyone else. Was a bit odd because I didn't like football, I didn't like hurling, I didn't like gar.
Yeah.
I wasn't really into sports. I loved Power Rangers.
Yeah.
I'd run around playing Power Rangers with my mates at the time, and that was me. Do you know what I mean? So I always kind of had that kind of want to kind of the combat side of things, like being jumping around trying kicks at people. I was a Power Ranger when I was a kid. Then growing up getting a little bit older, probably around 11. My ma, right, you have to do a sport, so it was boxing. Sent into a boxing gym, and back then it was kind of just like, right, go on the bag, shadow box, spar. There was no attention to detail. There was no, right, turn your hand out when you jab, sit down when you cross, you know what I mean? It was just basically repetition, which I didn't really like. I couldn't really get into it. I didn't really like it. We ended up leaving that. Then a couple of years later, I still had the interest because my older brother Lee was always like fucking. He'd wait when UFC used to be on Brave. Remember we used to be on Brave? Was it called
Pride, yeah.
Used to be on the TV show Brave or something. I think it was called a Bravo.
Bravo. Sorry, yeah.
He'd wake me up in the middle of the night. Come on downstairs, watch this with me. This match here, a lot of people rolling around and all. Like, what's this? You know what I mean? And lo and behold, Lee brought me up to a gym on Parnell Street. Jiu-jitsu gym was, playing with like swords and all, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Was there for a while. They done a little bit of jiu-jitsu there, but it wasn't jiu-jitsu, it was more like self-defense.
Yeah.
He showed me a fish hook, and I was like, you can't do this in a fight, like. And he was like, who told you that? This is for street, and I was like, I want to compete, like. And he was like, oh well, this isn't the gym for you, and I ended up leaving that gym, and then that's when I found Amos.
Yeah. And that was down Broadstone.
That was in the boxing club.
Broadstone. And he had a gang use.
There was a lot of us. Look, at the time, there was just a lot of lads.
Yeah.
Now, fair play to him, he didn't charge anyone, it was a penny.
Yeah.
When competitions were coming up, he'd drive us down the country, pay for a hotel, he'd get everything for us. That's the type of person he was, they're all of us. Took a lot of kids off the street back then.
Yeah. And even, like, I look at, say Amos prodigies, right? There's you, there's Corda,
Steve Walsh.
Now Steve Walsh, Nahom is still floating around. You know what I mean? Mikey is with Phantom. There's a few of the other names. So there was gangs of them. Like, but he kept them. You know?
Yeah, he kept a lot of kids out some hard out places. To be fair to him.
Yeah. No, it's and then you went from there then to Amos, and then when did you keep it up, or how did you end up in Lionheart?
We kept her up for about 2 years. I was with Amos for, and
did he have you just striking, or did he have jiu-jitsu?
No, it was MMA. I thought it was MMA. But again, like, not blagging his way, he knew what he was doing, but like,
Amos showed me leg locks. Amos was one of the first person to show me knee bars
and stuff. Like,
he's mad into stuff. He's real unorthodox. Like.
But it was MMA. It was a little bit of striking. It was a little bit of jiu-jitsu. It's what he knew. He was trying to teach us. But again, you know, it wasn't very detailed, but it was detailed. You know what I mean? He wouldn't be going in and he'd be saying like go on the bike, do this. It'd be go in, do your warm up, bit of sparring, a few positional drills, and that'd be it. You know what I mean? Real rough and ready, but again, I produced a couple of very, very good fighters.
And then you jumped. When did you go to Lionheart then?
I was with Amo until I was about 14 when I played there. Fell out of love with everything, just getting myself in with the wrong people, getting myself in with the wrong crowd. Then got to a certain stage again, my older brother Lee was like, no, fuck that, get back in, you know, like, waste the talent, no, all this. And one day it clicked, okay, you know, waste the talent, ended up wanting to fight MMA. That's when I seen the gym, the Lionheart gym. So I wanted to work on my striking because I thought my jiu-jitsu was good at the time. And they were telling me they could get me MMA fights as well.
Right.
But I completely fell in love with Thai boxing, fell in love with striking.
Yeah.
That was when I was about 16, 17.
And that period of time, like I've seen loads of young fellas from like 14 to 18, it's a hard time because loads of them, you see loads of them that are mad into MMA or jiu-jitsu or whatever, and they just go through them few awkward years.
Smelling yourself,
and they can get into trouble. They do get into trouble. Do you know what I mean? So, with any parents, I suppose, listening to this or anyone, just like stick with it. Like if they, Owen Roddy gave me some great advice. You know, he was saying about Max, and he said, listen, between the ages of 14 to 17, if he trains twice a week, just keep going. Leave them off. And then when they start getting to 17, 18, they come back. And that's what we've done with him. And other parents looking at this, like, just leave them off twice a week.
Do their own bit.
Keep out of trouble. If they're in the gym, they're not on the street. Or if they're doing whatever.
Gym is a much safer place than the street is, you know what I mean? Okay, you keep it out of trouble. have some serious trouble, especially coming from places like that.
Yeah, no. And like even nowadays, you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be the inner city either.
Yeah.
Squad's getting stabbed out in the suburbs and stabbed everywhere. Do you know what I mean? Years ago, yeah, it was,
you wouldn't really.
now it's happening everywhere. You've ticks carrying blades everywhere. Do you know what I mean? So, but keep them in the gym. If they're tired after sessions like that down Coakley, SPG, up in Charlestown, their bollocks tired, they're not going to be out in the street.
Streets not down that, I completely agree.
No, it's and then I suppose the aspect of Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, wrestling.
It's respect,
100%.
Everything is respect.
Because you can't be a prick to your partner because you're going to hurt him or he's going to hurt you. And he's one to be training tomorrow, so you don't be doing anything stupid. So
each other up.
You tidy up, you help the trainer, you learn to interact and communicate with people instead of just being, you know what I mean? There's a lot going on, like.
Yeah, no, definitely.
You know?
It does. It teaches a lot of life skills.
Yeah.
Like just any sort of training. It doesn't have to be a martial art, but just to get yourself out, get some physical exercise or whatever.
Yes, and especially at the moment, like there's people out there in probably with this lockdown in abusive houses, maybe the man, maybe the dad, and there's no outlet for them because all the gyms are closed.
With the lockdown especially, the dad ends up having a few jobs, facing out on the mat, and you're seeing that type of shit day in, day out. It's madness,
So, the first time I seen you fight then was Cage Kings.
Yeah, Cage Kings.
So Cage Kings was one of them nights. That was a whopper night.
Yeah, it was.
So they had Muay Thai and MMA.
Kickboxing
as well in 4-ounce gloves.
K1 was big gloves, but there was one fight with 4-ounce gloves, Carl and Keith.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was that was like KO.
Madness. That was one of the nicest KOs I've seen.
It was. It was kind of. It was like.
I think everybody was. Like.
That was. And you fought a French fella.
Yeah, Jeremy Zoe. I can't know if I pronounce his name right, but
I'd say he had to declare his face going back to France after that. He was in a lot of state. He was in a lot of state after that. What, did you catch him with an elbow?
A few, a bit of everything. See, my style it's a very aggressive, forward-going style, but I pick my shots. I don't just yell. So you'd see a lot of Thai fighters that just stand there, tap the front leg, kick. Or you'd see a lot of other Thai fighters who just clinch, go forward, elbow and knee. I try kind of mash mine a little bit more. I'd stay on the outside, box, kick. And then if I close distance, it'd be elbow and knee. But Jeremy ended up getting a lot of punishment that night.
You do have, like that Thai style, they stand out front and lift it, just built,
top.
You angle off, you keep range, you use knees when you get in close. You do have an unorthodox
Muay Thai style.
It's unorthodox, but it's very
effective.
It's effective. And so fights are up in the air at the moment.
Everybody's in limbo at the moment. There's no signs of any fights happening in Ireland. Muay Thai at the moment in Ireland, it's big enough, but it's not huge. You know what I mean? So, like with mixed martial arts, you have a couple of big promotions in Ireland where they can kind of take the risk and put on these like pay-per-view shows. But Muay Thai isn't as big, so people aren't willing to take that risk. They don't want to lose their bollocks down on a show. So. At the moment, I think it's Thailand and Dubai are the only two places at the moment that are doing like big shows, like a show that I'd be able to fight on anyways. Dubai, we've had a little bit of word from a promoter over there to hopefully get on that UAE Warriors. So hopefully there's a show on, I think it's the end of this month or the start of the next month. I'd be happy to get on that. I'd take a shot notice fight, no bother. Or if they do have a show a month or two down the line, I'd be more than happy to go over there and represent Ireland.
And you're training away still 6 days a week at the moment?
4 to 6 days a week, Your training isn't obviously nowhere near as intense as it would be, but I'm still taking over, I'm still working, I'm still learning, you know what I mean? I'm still trying to learn and improve on stuff that I'm lacking, we'll say.
And would your head ever get turned? This is me,
Planning
MMA flag here. Because with the way MMA is at the moment, would your head ever kind of be turned to go, you know what, there's promotions all over the place and shows all over the place, and I remember you and Collie cornered your man Anthony.
And John Mitchell as well,
And would you ever think, a toy's a bit, like, it's getting down. And MMA, they're putting on pay-per-view and they're,
you know, get this money. No, I would, my goal, when going into Thai boxing, my goal was to fight MMA. Like that was my main focus, to fight MMA, mixed martial arts. Obviously there was a lot of things that got in the way. I was kept busy with fights. Then as I progressed, I was coming up to world titles, I was coming up to big titles, and then I would, like, as you might know, jiu-jitsu, we always kind of get like small injuries, little niggles, and just from like hyperextension in your arm, or you're in a weird position and you try to get out of position, you end up hurting yourself. So I always kind of put jiu-jitsu on the back burner because I was always injured. Like, I'm not injured, I'd have like little niggles or this or that. So coming up to fights, I was like, there's no point training jiu-jitsu, there's no point training jiu-jitsu. So then it went completely beyond me, you know what I mean? I just kind of forgot about it. But if I was there, I'd like to obviously give myself a couple of months, maybe a year. If I was to fight MMA, I'm not gonna jump in and say, oh yeah, my striking's great. I can stand with anybody in the world. So
there's a
big ask, like I'd have to focus solely on grappling, wrestling, jiu-jitsu for a good few months, maybe a year. That's my thought. And like, coming into me, not 40, obviously I'm 28, but coming into the later part of me life now, not the later part, but
fight,
fight
or aptitude, it's later, you know what I mean?
Exactly. So I'm just thinking, is it worth giving a full year to jiu-jitsu to have a fight in MMA, or do I just keep training the way I am, keep looking for that world title fight and go there?
Or still do what you're doing and wrestle 3 times a week. Like, probably going to get lashed out for this, I don't care. A good wrestler, like if you look at most of them, right? Decent, they've years and years and years. But what I'm saying is, like a good wrestler with 2-3 submissions,
he beats a good jiu-jitsu good
all day long. You know what I mean?
He have a position a lot
all day long. He's staying about himself, and I'm just going to punch you in the head.
You know what I mean? So grab that,
You know, so it's and then people, high caliber athletes, like I see fellas that played like inter-county Gaelic football or rugby, or when you get a decent athlete that comes across, just pick it up so quick. You know what I mean? So it's not, you're not going in day one jiu-jitsu, you know.
And clinching, we do a lot of clinching in our gym, and clinching is fairly like, it's upper body, you know what I mean? It's just nobody allowed to touch your legs, not allowed to dump people, but we have sweeps and stuff in clinch, so there's some similarities.
And there is fellas getting signed to whopper promotions that are out and out strikers with a bit of takedown defence here and there, you know.
Probably no takedown defence either.
You know.
I know. You can fight you mentioned.
Sure.
No,
we all learn. We all learn. You have to learn. But now it's a bit of takedown defence, and you're there, and at least then. So if you wanted, would you be comfortable jumping from Thai to MMA?
No, I would. Or pro boxing. Because boxing is something I like as well. Man of many talents.
Skilled in violence.
That's. I think if I was, I'd say pro boxing would be easier enough though. Because my hands are sharp enough, my hands are good, I can move well. So that'd be, not that it's an easy route, but it'd be the easier route for me to take. I wouldn't have to focus like.
On another 100%. 100%. And I suppose I'm going to talk about your mate as well. That the first time I ever met you, Amo had you down the gym.
Me and James.
And I always remember you were off doing something. I remember talking to James, and James only had to do his ACL.
Yeah.
His knee, he kicked a tree or something like that in his knee.
They don't mind shit. He used to be.
He's kicked a tree or something.
I think he done a spinning kick or something.
Spinning kick on the tree up the canal.
Yeah.
His knee just
popped. Yeah.
And because my ACL, even back then, like I go up the stairs and I'm like, I have to kind of hobble into the room. You know what I mean? I was talking to him about it. Can you, like, he's no longer with us.
Yeah,
he's no longer with us.
Yeah.
He took
us on with James. So James, going back years, again, you live in council estate or flats or anything like that. Everyone grows up together, so everyone's kind of like family.
Yeah.
Then probably about 14, me and James got really close. Probably even before that, a little bit before that, we got really close. We started training together. Then obviously we left training together and we found Lionheart.
Yeah.
He was the one that actually said it because he lived in Summerhill. That's when we were saying hung around Summerhill. That's who we was with. But he was like, Mom, we go around. Me and him started together. And James was like talented.
Yeah.
Like he's type of person. He'd watch a YouTube video, he'd be able to take a car apart. Well, like one of them, you know what I mean? All the stuff he was learning, that spinning kick he's thrown off YouTube, you know what I mean? He's one of them. You tell him something and he'd do it instantly, you know what I mean? I was a grafter. I did work for everything, you know what I mean? We started together, he was really good, I was a really hard worker, so we'd kind of push each other that way, you know what I mean? I'd see he was doing better than me and something, I'd be doing it. I'd be on the bike trying to do it for the extra half an hour. But when he done his knee, he ended up leaving training, was off for a while again, got mixed up in the wrong crowd, had bled 2 kids with a girl, head went all over the place, ended up heavy on drugs, cocaine, and ended up taking his own life.
It seems to happen a lot. I met him one day after, like I met you. I was in Summerhill one day, and outside the Sunset House pub, and he had this whopper dog. I love dogs. You see dogs in him.
4 pit bulls.
And this thing was just following him around. It was like running across a busy road. The thing was just stuck to him. You know what I mean? It was a gorgeous dog, like, you know. And I was just talking to him briefly because I'd met him up in Amos, you know. But off he went with his dog, like, you know. So that was the last time I was talking to him, but he wasn't training or anything at the time, you know. And it does happen a lot.
That's it, you fall off, life gets in the way, and fucking you're not around your mates as much, you might not be able to talk as much as you normally would, and you get lost in there, you know what I mean? And that's when it's scary, that's when people like start going into dark places, when they're left with their own thoughts, and then the drugs come in, and that just fucking makes it from here to there. It's a way worse.
Even at my age, like I'm 45 now, and I was like, kids are fucking all that craziness behind me. I was just trying to look after my kids and work. But a friend of mine, I had to go into a crack house before Christmas, and he's like a couple of kids, and he didn't want to be full. That's the thing. And like this friend who we done loads, he was mad into boxing for a few years and had a few fights and stuff, and I'm just like trying to talk to him, and just the pull of where he was and all the dodgy cunts around him, he's just like, oh yeah, it's all cool and all. It's not cool, man.
No, we are not.
Look at the cunts in that room, it's not cool. You know, I'm just having a bit of crack and just like sometimes, and people say to me, like, could you not do X, Y or Z? No, it has them by the bollocks, and they have to make the decision.
Their own decision,
You can't start headlocking cunts out and saving them, you know what I mean? But
you hope you can, but it's not that realistic,
And all I said to my mate was, I'm your mate, they're not your mates.
Friends,
I am, you know what I mean? I care about you, I don't want anything from you. They want something from you, you know what I mean? And it's not for your well-being, like, but you know, he's still out there, you know, and it drags. Drugs and stuff like that just drag people down the road.
It goes to show you what, like, a little bit of sport or a little bit of leading love from someone can do for you, you know what I mean? If you're in a good sport, or in a sport you like, you're guided, you're focused on a goal or an achievement, you know what I mean? So you don't go down these roads, or you don't end up taking these drugs, and this shit doesn't happen.
Yeah, no. And it's, some people can just be unlucky, they just fall in with the wrong crowd and they just don't want to listen to the truth, and they pursue that till they're not with us anymore. You know what I mean? And that's life, you know. It is life, you know. But yeah, that was how long? How many years is he gone?
2-3 years now, not that long.
Yeah. And then you have your younger brother came through. Remember I met him?
Sam.
He's around. He seems like he's around
years. He is around years because he's always been training at the gym. Yes. Yeah. But yeah, no. Sam was a soft one. Sam, he used to hate going to the gym. Hate it. Bring him down and he'd sob. Don't want to be here. Don't want to be here. Don't want to do this. Don't want to do this. But he was getting picked on a lot. My mum, when I was about 12 or 14, my mum moved out of town. So again, loud of trouble. She was like, right, I'm getting out here with my boys, you know what I mean? And she moved to the Cabaret, so not too far from where we are now. She only lives around the corner. Secret location.
Cool.
So
Cabaret area.
Yeah. He was getting bullied a lot around here, so because obviously coming into a new place, no one knows you, so I was like, man, you have to let him go out to the gym, like, he has to learn how to defend himself, you can't be letting him get bullied. So, no, me other two sons, I'm not losing me other son to this shite and all, you might hear like that, spirit out straight, you know what I mean? Then one day, I think he got a smack of a chain, not like a bike chain, he got a smack of a chain, took like a little bit of a lump out, and then man, we went, okay, can't be letting him get hit like this, he has to be able to defend himself. So she let him come down the first couple of months, hate it. Didn't like doing that, didn't like sparring and that, right? I was like, it's probably just not for him, you know what I mean? He probably just doesn't like this stuff, he's not into it. Maybe 3 months later, something just tweaked, you know what I mean? I think he snapped a little bit, like snapped out of himself a little bit. And the young fella that he used to always spar, and the young fella beat him up a lot, you know what I mean? And Sam just bent around, I was like, what's going on here? Like, Collie, what's happening here? Floats over to my chest out and all, you know what I mean? I'm gonna kill him, Craig. So I was like, oh no, well done. He kept her up, but he's also playing rugby, he was also playing guard, he was also doing loads of other sports, and he just took to it. Now, like, if I spar with my younger brother, he gives me good rounds, I spar most of the lads and the lads can't catch me, they just cannot catch me, but him, he's only 7, I'm gone 7 years, and he's giving me good rounds. That's a scary thought. Give him another 4 or 5 years and then look at it. But I think it was about last year, he took the pledge, he took the plunge with went to the dark side. He's trolling you with MMA on Instagram. Saying where the paper's at. He's had to go to Team Rhino, he's up there now with Andy, and he's loving it. Loving it.
Good stuff. Good stuff. SPG was only around the corner. Could have went to Roddy's. That's good. Now, selling is like one of them young fellas that stays at it, like not home, or they just seem like they're around years, you know, but they are. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Around those years.
They are. Like, they're like, you look at them and they just even that photo, Max is round a long time in James, man. You look at the photo, you're like, what?
This baby, You look at him now and he's like that as well. No neck.
No neck. He's a bleeding rat. Big bull neck on him. But loving it up here.
Yeah,
in a secret location.
He's coming on as well, to be fair.
He's loving it. He's loving it. he's always drawn to people like Collie, because Sergey's like that.
Yeah.
It's like
Strict.
and if you don't
Do it right, you're gonna do it right.
and if you don't turn up the training, he gets everyone to bat you.
Yeah. Yeah, you get bollocking. Yeah.
What's that? 8 minutes left?
Fine now.
Oh, no worries. That's 8 minutes.
Blown in,
That's
what?
all good. We're flying. Now he's always drawn to you, and it's the secret ingredient. Where are you? You need to be here every day.
Yeah.
That's what
Collie is probably the most committed coach I've ever seen. Collie, during the lockdown, he'd be coming over to me gaff, you know what I mean? Right, we're gonna hit pads, you're not gonna get out of shape, or we're gonna do this. Then we start doing classes in
the park.
like, and we ended up with good classes there. Saying he's a very, very committed coach. If you commit to him, he'll commit to you, and if he commits to you, that's it, you're fucked.
100%.
Yeah.
And I love his details. Max loves his details.
Yeah.
Max is like OCD on details, you know what I
yeah.
mean? And he loves like little details, and you go home and he'd be
Studying it, be dreading it, yeah.
it's mad, and Collie, look, and he'll call, I seen him the other night, call him when the fighter's over, and he just says something in his ear and then goes back, and that spar just changes.
Does that, yeah.
Changes. And he's doing that to other fighters with you. Why? By that changing, you're getting better.
Yeah.
Because of it. Because
they're all getting better, you know, always the old that getting it, 100%.
They've discussed it, you know.
Yeah.
But now it's I was talking to Collie there the other night, and he goes, I just want to open up a gym every day and just produce animals. That's it.
Just
I
want
want to be here all day. I don't want any bleeding puffs that are moaning about training.
Oh,
just
he doesn't like
in there, that gas tank.
I just want a load of animals.
That's what you want.
Yeah.
Old school.
Yeah, he is old school, very old school.
Put the hours in.
Yeah, he puts the graft in. He puts more graft in than a lot of fighters do, to be fair. You see how many rounds pads he holds in a day. It's crazy, like.
Yeah. So we're gonna wind her up and wrap her up at that. Again, like, subscribe, share this all over the place. Please send this on WhatsApp, private message on Instagram. Give us a follow. We're all sound. Give Craig a follow on his social media. Craig
Coakley IRL.
Give him a follow on Instagram. You on Twitter and Facebook?
Instagram. I'm only on Facebook and Instagram, yeah. Craig Coakley IRL or Craig Coakley.
Whatever. Check out some of his fights on YouTube. Very good.
If you like violence.
You like violence. If you like seeing people getting opened up with elbows and knees, Craig's all over it.
Yeah.
But again, like, subscribe, share.
Get it out there, lads.
If you're liking the podcast, let us know. Leave a comment. Really enjoying doing this for some really big guests coming up in the next while. So.